What is up, ladies and gents? You know what time of day it is. It's XCN time, and in today's video we're going to be discussing the recent news here on XCN. We're going to be talking about what's been happening with the price, and we'll be coming up with a price prediction for Onyxcoin here for the coming days, as well as my 2025 target for how high the price could go. So be sure to stay tuned for all of that. If you're a new viewer here, then welcome to the channel. If you do like this sort of content, hit the like button and subscribe for more. If you are a returning viewer, then welcome back to the channel. Of course, it's great to see you all here. And with that being said, we're going to dive straight into the charts here because, of course, first and foremost, while you guys can see that most of the cryptos that we cover here on this channel are completely red, the one main crypto that is green, not only green, by the way, guys, but double-digit green, is XCN there, 10.69% in the past 24 hours. We are making a recovery by the looks of things on the shorter time frame. Of course, if we take a little bit of a zoom out here on the price, because of course, as you guys may or may not know, for the past few weeks here on Onyxcoin, we've been battling a horrendous downtrend here. You guys can see this gray line that I've already annotated here on the chart. This gray line has been our resistance, our downwards trend line, basically keeping Onyxcoin in some sort of downtrend since we topped out there at the end of January. And of course, we've been painfully watching the price go down. It's been bleeding this whole time through, and we've just been waiting for a moment where we can break this trend line, because this could mark the start of a new trend, and hopefully this new trend is bullish. And at the moment, we can see that XCN has bounced from a very important level, just like we predicted in our last video. Of course, if you have seen that last video, you know that I gave two potential paths that Onyxcoin could take. The first one being that it would drop down to roughly this 2.2 cents level. If I just draw in this rough trend line, you guys can kind of see why I said this level was going to be important. Unfortunately, we lost that level and continued coming down, and now it's perfectly touched this 1.8 cents level. The price came down to 1.8 cents, and we got our first extremely strong reaction. You guys can see that we touched this level here, 1.8 cents, and after touching this extremely important support, buyers really came and stepped in here and took the prices nearly 30% in the upwards direction in the space of a few hours here after coming down to this level. This means that this level is still an active support here. It's extremely strong, and we can kind of anticipate that if the prices were to ever get down to this level once again, then this would act again as a strong support. So now we have a scenario here on Onyxcoin that you guys can see. We're basically getting wedged in between this extremely strong support here, which is detailed by this gray line that you guys can see, but also just this general area, which is our main support here on Onyxcoin. And we've also got this resistance. So we've got basically two giants starting to fight with each other. Of course, what we're really looking for is a break of the trend line with a lot of momentum and support. Of course, if we break this upper trend line here, this could be treated as some sort of triangle, and this would give us a super bullish price target here on Onyxcoin. Of course, what we'll be looking at here on Onyxcoin, if we do break out to the upside, is a trade of 182%. Now, of course, let's just say for the video's sake that we break out on Valentine's Day, because Onyxcoin is showing us that love, then Onyxcoin should be heading here to 6.8 cents, 182% to the upside, if what we are seeing here is a triangle. So of course, guys, definitely watch out for this upper resistance line. If the prices come close, at the moment we are seeing a very nice bullish candle here on Onyxcoin. If we do come close to this resistance, which really at the moment sits at 2.4 to 2.5 cents. If prices do something like this over the next few hours, then this could mean that we might be seeing a breakthrough. Of course, we want to see continued momentum, large green candles taking the price above, and that could be a sure break of that resistance. Of course, that would trigger this triangle and a potential price target there of 6.8 cents. So extremely bullish stuff. Of course, if you are looking for a great place to trade this potential breakout, then look no further than the MEX exchange. This is the exchange that I use because they don't require KYC and they have some of the lowest fees. And for a limited time only, they're giving every new user who signs up, we're using the link down below, $20 US. So of course, if you want to make good for this offer, click in the link in the description down below, fill out your details. It takes less than a minute to do so. All you need to do then is deposit some fiat or crypto, and then they'll give you that $20 to trade. Of course, on top of normal trading, they even have this futures trading here for Onyxcoin, where you can trade Onyxcoin with up to 20 times leverage. So guys, if you want to go long on that breakout, again, click in the link in the description down below. As always, thank you so much for your support. Back into the video. So that's basically what we're looking for here on Onyxcoin. We've got this on the charts, which is super exciting. Of course, at the moment, you guys can see that the candles are moving quite a lot in this region over the past day. There's been a lot more activity over here than we can say for, this region over here, where the candles were all very small. This, in my opinion, was caused by the fact that we had some economic data come out in the US. If we go onto TradingView here, you guys can see that just over the past few hours, we got some new inflation data from the USA. Of course, I do tend to monitor this whenever it comes out because it causes a lot of volatility in the markets. And of course, on this occasion, you guys can see that there's a forecast value here and the actual value, which is reported at the time it says here on the left. And basically with inflation, generally speaking, what we want to see is inflation lower than forecast, particularly when inflation is a hot topic and something that's actively being reduced. So at the moment, we've got a higher than forecasted value for inflation and core inflation there. So 3% and 3.3%, which is actually above what we were looking for. So that would be slightly bearish for the markets in general. That's probably why we've seen this market wide dump here in crypto, because the inflation numbers are a little bit hot. On top of that as well, we've got this Fed Chair Powell testimony as well. This is obviously something of great importance because in this meeting, we get to see what the plans are in terms of interest rates and whether they're going to be lowered or not. Hopefully they are lowered, because lower interest rates here in crypto means that investors are more risk taking. And of course, that's extremely good for altcoins like XCN. So what we want to see is lower interest rates. Of course, this meeting will definitely have an influence on whether we see lower interest rates or not. So that's why this is an important thing that's going on right now. And that's probably why we're seeing a lot of volatility in the markets. And so really what we want to see over the coming months here for XCN is the interest rates to be coming down. Of course, inflation has an impact on what decisions are made for interest rates, but generally, if they are coming down, investors are going to be more risk taking, and that's going to be very bullish for altcoins. Of course, at the moment, as you guys can see briefly here, the interest rate sits at 4.5%, which is still extremely high. So if we continue to see rates drop, then we should be able to see crypto take off, and especially lower cap altcoins. That would be very bullish lower cap altcoins because people are willing to take more risks. So we're keeping an eye on the interest rate in general. Of course, other bullish news here on Onyx as well. We got listed on Kraken, which is quite a large exchange. This was 23 hours ago. Kraken Pro listed the XCN USD pair. So that's very good news. Obviously, these listings mean more access to people worldwide. Another tweet that we've seen here from Onyx, just to point out to you guys, is that we had this one quite recently, 1 hour ago here on Onyx, saying that the new blockchain uses a burn mechanism. So with every transaction that happens on Onyxcoin's blockchain, a portion of XCN is burnt. And of course, this makes the supply deflationary here on XCN, and this reduction of supply is bullish for the price long term, as long as the demand stays there. Of course, it would be interesting to see a bit more about this. Hopefully on their website in the future, we get to see how much XCN Onyx DAO have burnt with their transaction mechanism, but this in general is very bullish news. So maybe you knew that, maybe you didn't, but now you do know. And of course, that should be bullish for the price long term here on XCN. And also, as you may or may not know as well, I'm pretty excited about a potential alt season around the corner. There's a lot of people that are bearish right now, and understandably so, because there's been a lot of cryptos crashing, but charts like this keep me extremely bullish. And there's a lot of evidence to show us that we might be seeing a bottom here in a range of altcoins. This chart, for example, shows it very, very well. If you look at the altcoin season of 2021, of course, if you guys were around in 2021, you know that altcoins did extremely well back in 2021. There were so many altcoins that really, really outperformed in general. However, you guys may or may not know that at the start of 2021, it was extremely bad for altcoins. The sentiment was very similar. Of course, Bitcoin was rising. We saw Ethereum generally rise, but a lot of the smaller cap cryptos at the start of 2021 were actually really struggling for a long while. And it was only after a few months into 2021 did we start to see altcoins outperform Bitcoin. And so we see this V shape because the altcoin dominance did drop as Bitcoin was taking the charge. And then after Bitcoin started to top out, that's when we see altcoin dominance started to rise like this. And now if we have a look at 2025, of course, we saw a bit of a peak in November 2024. That is when XRP and other large cryptos did their massive runs there on Trump's nomination. Of course, we saw this massive decline since November there into 2025. And now we're starting to see prices, and now we're starting to see that dominance creep back up. Of course, we see large wicks at the bottom of this chart down there, meaning that even though the dominance did drop down to this level, there was a lot of people who started investing into altcoins versus Bitcoin at this region and started pushing the dominance back up. So this is bullish in my opinion. That's a bullish enclosing candle on here. And this could be the start of a new uptrend here going into 2025, March, April, May, and so on, where we start to see altcoin dominance rise once again. That's going to be extremely bullish for XCN here. So this is one chart that I really love. Of course, if you want some more bullish inspiration, follow me on my Twitter at BigBCFinance. I retweet stuff like that because in my opinion, I'm particularly bullish on the markets right now. I know there's a lot of people that are fearful, and that's one of the reasons why I'm bullish on the market. But of course, at the end of the day, I post everything on my Twitter about why I'm bullish. So follow me on there for more inspiration. Of course, very finally as well, I just want to talk about the longer term target here on Onyxcoin. So of course, my shorter term target I gave you guys was 6.8 cents, stemming from the breakout of this triangle that we could be seeing. Of course, in the longer term, we've got another beautiful structure that's been in play for over 2 years here on Onyxcoin. We have a resistance that was gone across a little bit like this. So we can draw a straight line going across at the 1.8 cents region. This forms a cup where we get the high of 2023 there and the high of 2025. We've got this handle formation that you guys can see in the very short term. If we just zoom into that, you guys can see that a little bit better. We had this handle formation going across like this. We saw a breakout from the handle, and of course that triggered off this massive pattern. And the price target we'd expect to see from this cup and handle pattern, if it's respected, is 37 cents. And of course that is still indeed in play. If we drop below the 1.8 cents level, which we almost did, then this would need to be completely reconsidered. However, we managed to stay above so far, and we are seeing a bullish pattern on the charts, so we should be able to continue going higher. Of course, we also know that 1.8 cents is a massive support here on Onyxcoin, so that's definitely going to help in my opinion as well. So that's kind of what I'm looking for in the shorter term. At the end of the day, this thing could break out in the next few hours, for example, but it could also take a few more days. As you guys can see here, we can continue going along this triangle all the way to about the 18th of February there, where the two trend lines are going to start closing into each other. And then Onyxcoin really has to make its mind up. So guys, as always, number one takeaway from this video is have some patience here with Onyxcoin. It will pay off in my opinion. Of course, if you're looking to hold Onyxcoin long term and you need some conviction for it, then check out my video on this channel. It's called 14 Reasons Why Onyxcoin Could 14x in 2025. In that video, I go over all the conviction that I have here for Onyxcoin, and hopefully that gives you some extra conviction in holding Onyxcoin as well. Of course, if you are already holding Onyxcoin and you're not yet staking, then check out my video on how to stake Onyxcoin. It's basically getting free passive income just by staking your Onyxcoin that you are already holding. For example, if you had $1,000 and you stake it right now, by the end of the year, at the current staking rate, you would have an extra $380 in Onyxcoin. That's a 38% year interest rate that you earn just for holding Onyxcoin. So again, check out that video if you're interested. Otherwise, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know down in the comments if you're still holding Onyxcoin, how you're feeling about the markets. Are you bullish or bearish? And otherwise, I'll see you guys in my next video.